Okay, people, it's like December 1st. It's the next day. I went to sleep like at 2:30, no, it was like 3:30 in the morning, man. Right? By the time I was done everything, did the video, whatever. And then I woke up at like, okay, so I go to sleep at 3:30, right? We'll just say 3:30. I was up all day, right? On my feet from 8 o'clock in the morning until freaking 1 in the morning. Had gotten up at 5:30, started cooking at 8, was in here all day. By the time I was done, it was going on 1 in the morning. I don't even know how many hours that was, people. Go to sleep by 3:30, and by 8 o'clock, people, in the morning, I woke up with my foot cramping, because I've got bad feet, right? And my ankle, and it was going up my calf, like a Charlie horse, just really, really cramping bad. Anyway, I don't know. I'm here now. It's 10. I had a coffee. My computer, I deleted videos because this newer computer, I don't know about this computer, people. There's something wrong with it. Windows 10 is something wrong with Windows 10. I Googled hard drive filling up for whatever, you know, how to, the hard drive is just filling up on its own. I was at 15 gigabytes because, you know, I took off whatever I could in terms of videos or whatever, right? Deleted them, whatever. Whenever I'm saving videos, when I'm transporting them up from the computer, from the camcorder onto the computer, I put them into the D drive, and I saved the video in the D drive, which is the second drive. It's not the C drive, right? So I don't know how I lost 13 gigabytes, people. I can't fucking delete anything anymore. The videos are being saved in the D drive. The clips, when I upload from the camera, is going into the D drive. This is something else going on in the fucking computer. And now I'm down to 2 gigabytes on this computer, people. Which means I can't really use it anymore, because there's just going to come a time when I'm going to turn it on and it just won't turn on. Because I was doing videos, I was checking, right? It was staying, because I got it to 15, then it dropped down to 12, and it stayed at 12 for a little while, 12 gigabytes. And then the last 2 videos, I don't know, nothing's changed in terms of where I save them and how I convert them and where they get logged in terms of where they get saved. But freaking, it went from 15 gigabytes down to 12 or something like that, and I'm like, and now I'm down to 2. I'm down to 2 gigabytes, people, and I don't know what to do. So this computer has to get reformatted, but even still, the C drive is like sitting at 222 gigabytes, while the D drive is sitting at 465 gigabytes. But what's the point of having 465 gigabytes if the C drive is just getting eaten up by whatever? Because I don't put that computer online, people. I don't really do anything on that computer other than videos and pictures of Shimei. That's it. I don't do anything else. There's nothing else I do on there. And there's no reason for my hard drive to be eaten up like this. So I don't know how well it would even work if I was to do on lives, because if this is the way, and I Googled Windows 10, it seems like this is a problem with Windows 10, but it's kind of a problem with Windows 7 too. I don't know what these computer makers are doing these days. They're screwing up computers. They make them lousy. So anyway, this video I'm going to just take to my one that I have on my other desk, and I'll upload it there. It's a different editing program. Because if I put it on this computer, and even if it saves into the D drive, there's something else eating up the C drive, and it's just a matter of time before the fucking computer won't work. So I've got to save everything on this computer between now and the next few days, and then I'm just going to give it back to Tisha, and she can take it from wherever it came from, and they can restore it. But I don't even know if I'm going to use it online, because what, I'm going to do live streams and be on the internet, and it won't even be 3 months before I'll have to get it reformatted again. Like, how many times in a year do you have to reformat your computer? Right? Because they're selling crappy fucking operating systems. I don't know. I'm not a computer guru. So anyway, I created the work for myself. Obviously, I have to finish it. I'm not really motivated as much as I have been for various reasons. I'm getting tired. My feet are sore. I'm getting cramps in the morning waking up. Obviously, you know, it's stressing me out in terms of, like, I'm getting very little sleep here. So, but we'll just get on with it, right? So these are done. Okay? So what you're going to do now is you're not just going to wipe them down with a rag. Because, you know, we want to catch those little buggers that might open. Or if it sits in the air for a long time and you wipe it, and you leave a little piece of food wherever, you know, after a while, the air is going to oxidize and it's going to change. So it might be deceiving, right? You'll think, oh, maybe the jar opened because I see something, when in fact, when you were wiping it with a rag, you just maybe missed it, and over a period of time, it just oxidized and it became more noticeable. Well, in this case now, from this point forward, whenever I do any kind of canning, doesn't matter what the canning is, I'm running them under soapy, like I'm going to take some warm soapy water and wash them really good. I'm going to take a toothbrush and I'm just going to scrub in here just to make sure, and then I'm going to let them air dry before I put them away. And then of course when I put them away, they're going to sit on white paper, right? I'll put them back in the box, but I'll put white paper in the box, so if something happens, it leaks, you'll see the ring on the white paper, and it will be much easier to detect a jar that may be popped and resealed itself, right? So that's the first thing. So get these out of the way. And then I'm going to get on with the beef. Now, through my crashing last night, because of this crap that goes on in my life, and with this computer freaking me out, I don't know what I was thinking. I ended up deleting the videos on this camcorder before I did that last video, which I just uploaded, forgetting that I had videos on there with the other things that I was doing. I just hit my finger, right? But because I was so upset and this computer over here is stressing me out so much, I deleted the videos. So half the videos from yesterday disappeared. But whatever. So anyway, that's okay. I just wanted to say that, right? Because I did the ham, I went through the vegetables, I did tomatoes and whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to go get my old granny meat grinder. First I'm going to wash these up, because these are going down today. They're going into Auntie Shemai's room. So I'm going to wash these up, get them off the counter, get them in the box so they can go down. I'm going to get out the old granny hand grinder. I'm going to grind up that beef, and I'm going to start cooking with the beef first. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go through the potatoes, whatever I've got here. So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing and get up into my cupboard, get those. I'm going to wash all the containers for the food, and whatever cooking I'm going to do, you'll see. And I'm going to get through this, right? So all day today, I don't know what my feet will be like by the end of the night, but it is what it is. And then tomorrow we'll be making the TV dinners. Hold on. Okay. So now it's 20 to 1. Trying not to think about my feet. Oh my God, 8 o'clock this morning. You have to rub it out, right? Can't walk on it. Anyway, it's steady as you go, people. We hit a something there for a minute, but anyway. So these are all done now. I'm glad I did them last night. Okay, now keep in mind, hold on a minute, I want to show you something. Wait, not stressing people, I'm not rushing. Just moving along. Okay, what I want to say is, you seen me do the ham last night. Well, you seen some of it, right? What I want to point out about this, now, you didn't see everything that I did with the broth because I deleted videos because I told you I was having problems with my computer. I got into a small argument with my son and I crashed because, you know, there's just me, right? Doesn't take much to make me come down hard, right? Oversensitive, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying. Today's a new day. So when I was doing this broth, initially I just started with the button, right? With the bones, huh? And, you know, and the what is it called? The yam juice. And I'm tasting, I'm like, this is not broth. What's the matter with this broth? And then it dawned on me, I'm like, you didn't put no vegetables in it. You didn't put no onions. You didn't put no celery, you know. The bones were, like, already pre-used, and there wasn't that many. Like, it wouldn't taste the way you would think it would taste. So then I added in that one store-bought mushroom, whatever. I put that in there. And then I put the broth in from, what was that boiling? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the carrots. Put the broth in from the carrots. I put the broth in from the parsnips. I put the juices that leached out from the tomatoes, which you didn't see because I deleted that video by accident. I had a small little tray of tomatoes from those dollar bags that cost me $1, and I put them in the tray, cut out the inside, poured what was it, sunflower oil. Oh, it was so good, people. Sprinkled in some old basil leaves that I have up in there, and just old sprinkled garlic salt, you know, right? They cooked, they leached out their juices. I took the tomato, put it in to the bowls. They're in the fridge. It's going to go on the plate for the TV dinners, but I took the juice and I put it in the pot, people. So, this thing has been sitting there since. I haven't even opened the lid since last night when I did these. Now, mind you, I just ate a donut. So, I might, you know, I'm still tasting donut, right? But I'm going to take a little sip of this broth. And it's good. It suffices. It does what you need it to do. You can add more seasoning after the fact. So what I'm trying to say is, the broth in this ham is fairly nutritional in light of everything that I've put into it. Now, when I went shopping and I bought all this food on discount, I ended up in the dollar store. And like I said earlier in the previous video, I've been eating up my old school sardines that have been sitting around for years. Right? I'm seeing them go down and I'm like having a panic attack. And I don't, because, you know. So anyway, I went to the dollar store and I came across some sardines. I like this brand personally. This one I like. It was more expensive in terms of per can. So I bought what was there. And then I bought a whole, you can see. I don't know about this brand. I don't know what it's like. But it's in soya oil. Anyway. And then I bought just a few cans of this. Anyway, it ended up costing me something like 40 bucks or something for what I've got right here. And then I thought, well, I'll buy this and put it in food storage. This, you know, one day be good for Amari because it's soft. Right? I thought I'd try this. This is sardines and tomato sauce. I only bought 2 cans of that only because it was cheap. I don't know about eating it too much, but maybe one day I'll try it. Right? That's going into food storage. But I kind of had this in mind for Amari. The problem with this, though, is, first of all, pork doesn't necessarily have a lot of nutritional value, say like beef, right? Or chicken or whatever, right? I mean, pork does, but not to the degree that you think it would, right? And if you start eating a lot of bacon and salami meats and those kind of things, then you're getting into your nitrates, which is not good for you, right? So you have to be careful with the pork. So technically ham isn't really it's not a superfood. It's not a superfood. And then when you start bringing it into your diet this way, this way, now I'm not putting down the product, I'm just saying when you rely on this type of processing to make sandwiches or whatever it is that you're going to do, you're getting a high, more than likely, salt content. Right? It only has 2% iron. I don't know how much salt that they can these things with. I don't see anything in here where it says sodium. Right? But what I'm trying to say is doing it this way is more nutritional. Now, they were $3 a can, which I thought in this case, professionally canned. Hold on a minute. Oh, God. Okay, it's because the heat is on, and if you notice, I took off my sweater, because in a house like mine, it's hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. You know, you turn down the heat, and within an hour, the house chills out, right? And then you turn up the heat, and I need to change my furnace filter. And the vents could probably be cleaned. But anyway, the air starts to circulate, and then, of course, it's dry air, right? So anyway, for $3, so for $6, I bought 2 cans, right? Because they're store processed, so for storage or just for the fact that it's soft, good for amari. Well, I'm going to keep these close by, right? Because I do plan on using these with a meal or so with amari. I mean, he's not going to eat the whole can, but I paid $6 for 2 cans. Do you see that, people? Did you now think back to the video where I had that ham for $10 with came in at $30. I paid $10, so it was $20 off. And you've seen what I did with it, right? And then I did a second one, and half of it, maybe a little less than half, I canned with my own juice that has the vegetable juice as I was boiling the vegetables, getting them ready for those TV dinners. So, I don't know what the size is, and my throat's real itchy. Hold on a minute. Yeah, the air is just too dry in here, and dust is always, it's a very dusty house. So anyway, I don't know what 340 grams is in terms of milliliters, right? Because these jars are 250 milliliters, right? So how that equates to 340 grams. But let's just say that half the can times 2 is 2 jars. So for $6, well, $3. It's $3 for the can. I'm pretty sure that's what I paid for it. Because I probably wouldn't have paid much more for it, because I know, one, it's not as nutritional as I'd like it to be, simply because it's pork. First of all, it has nothing to do with the product. And two, you know, you want to get more value in terms of bulk for your money, right? So 2 of these is the equivalent, approximately, of 1 of these, right? Only you control the broth in terms of anything added that you put in there as you make the broth. So, in light of how much I paid, so 2 of these was $6. 1 more would have been $9, right? I would have gotten another one. We'll just say this is one right here. So for $6 and another one for $10, $12 for $12, right? For $12, let's just say I would have gotten that much in terms of what I bought for the $10. But for the $10, 1, 2, 3, right? Because it was a big ham, people. This is why you need to think about canning. If you haven't started already. Whether you do it for yourself, because you just want to do it for yourself and save a bit of money that way, or whether you do it because you have a family. Right? I highly recommend it. Because when you're looking at $3 a can, I mean, like, come on, I saved myself hundreds of dollars just doing it the way I've done it. I will still buy these from time to time, but I wouldn't completely rely on them, and that's the point. Alright, so now that that's been said, so I'm just going to show you this before I move along. I don't know what I'm going to get done, how much I'm going to get done, because I have to get up into that cupboard, and I have to get, what is it called? Those Ziploc TV dinner trays, right? And I'm pulling out spices for them to go down so I can clear off some of my counters and have more counter space, right? Take things out that I don't want, put them downstairs in Auntie Shmei's room, like those Chinese spices and stuff I'll show you later. And then these ones will probably go into the cupboard where the, what are those things are called? Ziploc TV dinner trays. I'm sticking those way in the back in the corner and forget about them for a year or two. Because I'm going to do another batch. So now as I eat the other ones, you see, as I'm eating now, because, you know, sometimes I go all day without eating, people. That's just, it is what it is. I don't like to, like, everybody else around me eating, I'm cooking, I'll, you know, taste it. I'm a taste tester, you know, whatever, and then I don't want to eat because, you know, I like it quiet. Sometimes I just like it really quiet. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, okay, it's real quiet. I can eat in peace, right? Eat in peace. So for me, 2 sardine sandwiches with some onions and lots of mayonnaise, and some cucumbers or whatever it is I'm good to go. So I've been eating my sardines, and I've been feeling kind of guilty about it because I'm depleting my stock, my storage, right, is going down, down, down. And I'm like, you have to replace it. And I'm like, well, but you don't really have money. And because, you know, sardines in the grocery store are so expensive. And so anyway, I was being an opportunist with these cans. I just picked up $40 worth. And next time I go, I'll pick up another 40. And then I'm good to go to put those in long-term storage as I eat the ones that I have. And there's no worse for wear, right? So I just, right? Because it's not just, you got to have a variety when you do food storage. Because you just never know, right? What can happen. So, remember I said I was going to get out the old granny grinder? It's right here, people. You remember these ones? For the ones that know about this stuff? Huh? You remember these ones? I do. I have this one here. I was looking on, what is it called? Facebook Live. And, I don't even really remember how to use this. Anyway, I was looking on Facebook Live, and, what do you call it? They had the old school jars, right? They had the old school jars, and I wanted them. That's what I wanted. I wanted the old school jars, but she was throwing in this. I bought the jars for $10. It was like 3 of them. I already did a video on them. And then she didn't want this anymore. And she used to use this. She was an old little white lady, right? And she used to use this with her mother on the farms. So this thing is like over 100 years old. Now I have my own around the house somewhere in a bin. I don't know where it is, but anyway, it came with the jars. I've never used it yet, but I know that this one here in particular is over 100 years old. So this is what I'm going to use. Hopefully I can get it to work. This is what I'm going to use to grind up Amari's beef. And then I'm going to start cooking that, stewing it. And I've got some peppers over here, which I think I'm going to, like, you know, little red peppers and stuff, right? I'm going to stew it with that. And then, of course, I've got the broth. Only in this case, because the broth has a little bit of that aftertaste because of the mushroom stuff that I put in there. And then, you know, so I'm going to take some out in a pot. And I'm just going to add in a couple of bouillon cubes just to change the taste a little bit. In case Tisha comes along and takes one of these and opens it up, it will already have that spice, that beefy kind of broth taste. And then, of course, I'll be using the peppers, right? And I'm going to can them. So by the end of the night, I will be canning the beef. As I go about my business, I don't know what's going on here. As I go about my business, maybe there's something missing. Maybe not. As I go about my business and get ready for finishing up the juice, like, I don't know where my day is going to take me. I'll take you with me, but I don't know where it's going. I think there's no nut in here. Something's missing. Oh, this is no good, people. There's no nut in here. I don't have the nut. That's why she didn't want it. It's missing a part. Okay, well, see, it's missing its butterfly nut. It's missing something here. I don't know. Not sure how this works. Anyway, I'll look around for the other one, or I've got something else. I just don't want to bring out my old school, what is it called? Electric meat grinder, which, oh, here's the nut, right here. Let's try that again. Okay, I'll be back. Let's see if I can fix this. Hold on. Okay, do you see what I've done? I think I got it in right. I think. I'm not too sure. Oops, sorry. I rinsed this off already. So, let's see. Let's see what it does. I'm not doing anything. And they were sitting there watching them, and they were singing. There you go.
Oh, there we go. It's working.
You think so?
Yeah, because look, I see the meat.
And hey, Misty, make sure you call me, Misty.
Oh, it is too. Look at that, people. A 100-year-old meat grinder.
I'm good, Bree. Yeah, okay.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this meat up into just slightly smaller pieces.
Got that?
You know what? I thought.
Yeah, hold on.
Nice.
Can you see those? That's in my kitchen, people. Hey. I made mention of it yesterday with one of those videos I deleted. Right. Because I've been under those things for 10 years, people. And I'm telling you, they're doing a number on my eyes. Anyone that knows about this stuff knows that these lights are not good for you. So are the lights that they're coming in with now, in terms of the LDE lights or whatever they've got going, LED, yeah, those lights, they're not good for you, people, and neither are these fluorescent lights good for you, right? So here's the thing, my landlady came and got the rent, right? And she's asking for more money again. Oh my God, people, no, I'm not going to get all stressed out about it, you know. But the thing is, isn't that what got Edgar mad, and then he moved out on me? Because of the rent situation? Well, anyway, what's happening is, was paying, oh, I don't remember now. All I know is that it was going up. She wanted $2,000. My son said, yeah, and then when it came time to pay, everybody got up in arms because they didn't realize what the fuck they were talking about. Edgar got pissed off because I was harassing him to pay more money. He didn't like it. He moved out, said, fuck you. Okay, whatever, fair enough. And then I decided not to rent that room because it's just too stressful, right? And my family's crashing. You can see that. We've been crashing for a very long time. We're on the end of the rope here, people. Like, seriously, once we leave this house, there's not anything that we can afford out there unless you want to go into an overpriced, bug-infested fucking apartment building to be harassed in there. So, you know, there's not too many options right now, right? I've been here 10 years. I first moved in, it was nothing but weeds, mud, fucking grit, and sand. And that was it. And now that it's actually producing shit and it's starting to look nice, ever since Uncle John got medically kidnapped, people, I have been fucking harassed in this house from either it was at one point with the city, and then, you know, fucking just whatever, right? And then, of course, the rent's been going up ever since Uncle John got medically kidnapped. Anyway, then after the $2,000, we settled to $1,900, but Edgar said, fuck it. This was before I knew he was leaving, and he just fucking left. So I said to my landlady, well, instead of 19, can it be $1,850, right? Because I was already paying 18. She said, oh, okay. So, but because, you know, I needed an outlet on the outside, right? Because this house on the outside has no outlets except for what's in the garage, right? The guys that were helping out, they ended up putting an outlet where there needed to be an outlet, right? And because I requested it, I have to pay for it. It was only $150. It wasn't very much. But what's happening is I'm paying an extra $50 a month on top of the $1,850, which brings me back up to $19. But I'm having to pay for that outlet because it's something that I want. Well, it's going to be the same thing with changing these lights up here because I'm having them changed upstairs and downstairs. And they're just going to bring in the old... I don't even know. I'm so tired and fed up. Fixture. So that I can just use a normal old screw-in light bulb. Because those are the best for your eyes, people. As the government is fading them out and bringing in fucking lights that are bad for your eyes, trust me, you start to go blind, you won't like it, okay? You think it's okay right now, but in 20 years from now, there's going to be a lot of people out there going fucking blind because of these LED lights and all these lights that they're bringing in with the wrong spectrums. Because this fluorescent light is almost the same as to damaging the eye. What they're putting up in houses now that don't even require a light bulb anymore. And you never have to change the light bulb. Those things are really bad for your eyes. I said, no, I don't want that. I just want a normal fixture with a normal screw-in bulb. And because I'm asking to replace the upstairs and the downstairs of these ballads, I have to pay for it. Because it's something I want. It's not even that I want it, people. I'm going fucking blind, and I've been under these lights for 10 freaking years, and they're hard on my eyes. So they should never have been there in the first place, but it is what it is. So, okay, so I owe her still $50 for the outlet, and then you can tack on another $150, so then that's $200 that I'll owe her for that, and then I owe her $365 because one time Edgar didn't pay rent, right? And he was supposed to work in the kitchen, and then when he got back from El Salvador or from wherever he came from, he ended up not working in the kitchen. And then I ended up buying material because then my son started working in the bathroom and he needed material. So I gave him money to pay or whatever it was for the bathroom because we've had so many problems with the bathroom, right? 3 years for this bathroom and the bathroom still needs repairs. So, I mean, we haven't used this bathroom, people, in fucking over a year in terms of the bathtub. Seriously. 2 years. Amari's 2. Yeah. 2 fucking years. And it just finally got done. And we have to go out and buy our own rod to hang a curtain. So, I have to budget that in, right? So anyway, I'm not complaining. We got a second bathroom, whatever. It's whatever. I mean, it's not a bitch fest like that, people. All I'm saying is So I owe her $365 because Edgar didn't do what Edgar was supposed to do. And then I just simply asked her today to get me, I don't care if she buys it or gets it from somebody else, but just get me proper bathroom paint, because I don't want to use a different kind of paint in the bathroom, because bathroom walls you tend to wash more, so you need a certain kind of paint for that, right? Because otherwise I would have used it I would have went and bought my own can of paint from that $365 that I owe her. So basically I owe her $565. We determined that today at an extra $50 a month on the $1,850, right? So it brings me up to $19, but she still wants another $50 a month in rent. And then she says, well, go talk to your kids. Get your kids to pay more. And I'm like, well, they're not going to pay more. They can't afford it, right? Well, what about your son? Well, he's paying off student loans, right? I've already talked to him about it, right? You know? So anyway, she said, well, just work on the $50 a month that you owe me, but she's not happy with it, people. She wants $1,950. She wants $1,900 for the rent and the extra $50 on whatever I fucking owe her with that $565. And then she asked me, well, what about family allowance? Like with Amari, he's a special needs baby. Don't you get like the extra because he's special needs? I said, well, I put the application in, but the doctor didn't fucking fill it out correctly, people. So it got denied. I have to get the right, something wasn't filled out. I don't know if it was a form missing or what. I think it was a form missing because they want me to get a different form. So and because I never leave the house, people, basically, and I'm going around in fucking circles, whatever it is that I'm doing in my damn days, I just haven't made my way back to the doctor's office to fill out that form for the federal government to get that little bit of top off because Amari's disabled, right? I've got court on the 17th of December, right? Like, I'm not going to run off to the fucking doctor's office just because my landlady wants more money in rent. Because then I'm just getting that family allowance to pay more rent. Like every year it's more rent, more rent, more rent. And you can see my life going around and down and down and down. My health is going down. Everything is fucking going down. But I'm not here to bitch about that. I mean, I understand that, you know, cost of living, everything's going up. Yeah, I know everything's going up for you, but obviously it doesn't go up for me, right? And because I guess, you know, I can go off and buy 4 hams at $40 versus at, well, $20. I saved $80. I spent $40 on 4 hams, but I saved $80. What would have costed me $120 only costed me $40, people. And because I do stuff like that, it makes it look like I have money. When it's not that I have money, people. I don't. I don't know. Like, I'm still in the same fucking debt load that I was when they took Uncle John. I should have been out of debt by now. Uncle John should have been out of debt by now. Shimei should have been in fucking working as a nurse by now, people. As I've got these predator doctors from all these different fucking countries, Israel and United Emirates and places where they have illegal organ harvesting running rampant through their corrupt fucking society. It's within their society that these doctors are coming over here. And they're bringing their corruption here, people. Okay? The government can't rip out these fucking organs from dead bodies like they did with Shimei unless they have the doctors, and they bring these doctors in from corrupt countries that prey within the fucking community as they profess to be serving us, as giving us a valuable service. And then you compound no housing, right? Can't run. I can't run away from my son any more than I can run away from my landlords. If I don't give my landlords what they want, my landlady looks at me and I know what she's thinking. Well, I want to sell the house because she can get $1.8 million for this dump. it's not a dump, but it's on the low scale of the housing market. It's one of the better houses on the low scale of the housing market. It still has problems, but we know the electrical's good. We know that the plumbing is fairly good, right? We know that she did the roof, right? You know, kitchen's just been somewhat, done, right? In terms of the bottom cupboards. But don't forget, with those rotten cupboards and that fucking counter, we lived like that fucking years and years and years, just like we haven't really used that bathroom for 2 years. We paid a price. But I have to pay more money. So now I'm going to be arguing with my kids. Otherwise, I'm going to have to absorb the cost. Instead of paying $5.75 to cover what, well, Edgar wasn't even paying $5.75, people. Edgar was only paying $5.25 or $500 because I asked him for $6, and that's why he moved out, because he said it was illegal for the landlord to take rent from $18 to $2,000, and fuck you, I'm out of here if you think you can yell at me about it. So he left, and it was only paying $500. Because that's what Marcane brought him in. And then, he started an increase on $25. When he left, he was paying $5.25, people. So I covered the $5.25, and now she wants an extra $50. I said, well, when do you want it to start? She said, January. I said, January? That's next month. I'm already giving you $19, paying for things so that, right? Right? But that's what you want. Yeah, I understand that. It's not that I want it. Going fucking blind under these stupid fluorescent lights. I spend a lot of time in this kitchen, people. And they buzz. Bzzz. Right? So anyway. Now I have to find an extra $50 to pay my landlady somehow, some way. Soon. We left it kind of hanging because she's not happy with what I'm giving her right now in terms of the $1,900, right? $1,850 for rent and an extra $50 until I pay off that $365 that I owe her, that Edgar was supposed to do the kitchen on and he didn't, right? And the extra $200 still for this stuff. So, I don't know. I don't want to worry about it. I mean, really, in the great grand scheme of things, it's not very much money, right? It's not. Considering everything, I understand that. It's just, for me, what it does is it's like working twice as hard, and, I'm still obligated to work in this yard, right? Well, I live here anyway. And when I walk away from 10 years of intensive labor, people. And I'm going to lose out on a lot of things when I leave. So now it's like I have to pay extra just to keep what I have, knowing that I'm going to end up losing it anyway because I'm being squeezed out. And then it goes into homelessness, right? And once you start going in that direction, because there is no housing, then what happens? I lose my grandkids as more people from the United Emirates move over, and more people from Israel, and more people fucking from Japan, and more people from fucking Czechoslovakia, and more people from fucking Britain, and more people from fucking China, and India, and the Fijis, and the Philippines, and, more people just coming in from all over the place with money, and because they think that they have money, they can fucking prey on my family and harvest us like cattle. This is what my landlord doesn't understand. So she's just pushing me closer to that, okay? There's not that many members of my family left, people. Okay, moving along, even though I'm just thinking about my landlady and trying to suck it up and fit in that extra $50, people. So, yeah. I'm going to have to absorb that cost, because if I don't, she will be stewing, and I don't want her to stew, because I can't afford to lose my house right now, people. I can't. Right? Like I said, at least here I know the house is the electrical is sound, the piping is sound, right? You know, oh, I missed a piece here. There's a piece right here I missed. No, I'm trapped, people. I told you, I'm trapped. Anyway, this was $2. I deleted what I was talking about before, but besides that point, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start simmering this with garlic, a little bit of ginger, right, with some water and some seasoning salt, this like as you would, right? And then, actually, I'm not even going to use water. I'm going to take some of this broth and I'm going to, you know, start frying it first, seasoning it, and then I'm going to take the broth and I'm going to put it in there. But I'm also going to cut up these, right, and cook them, and then I'm going to incorporate them into the beef, and then after it's all said and done, and I know the beef is really, really, really soft, I'm just going to look around and see what kind of jars I can find, and I'm going to can, like I did last night. And then this way I'm good, right? Because I've got the turkey still, I have the ham, I have the beef, I have the other beef, but I that other beef is done differently, right? This is different beef. So, hold on. Okay. So now I'm depressed again. All I'm thinking about is my landlady. That's it. Right? Feeling very, very insecure. I don't feel secure in this house. If you don't like it, you can move. If you don't like feeling insecure, you can move. The only thing is, I'm being run out of my country, people. That's what's happening. This house she can probably get 1.8 million. If not more. And it's because on 132, just around the corner down the road, right, not even 3 minutes away from me, there's this greenhouse that goes up for sale with the rest of the houses down that block, with that one realtor. And it sells 2-3 times a year, or whatever the fuck they're doing, and it sits empty, people. They try and make it look like somebody's living in there, but nobody's living in there. That's how they're pushing up the property values. And of course, people like my landlady, they don't care, right? Because it just makes them more money, you know. Right? Why should she get herself involved with illegal activity when it benefits her? And she's not going to say anything. She's comfortable with her life. She figures she earned it. And she did. The only thing is, she came up in a time where, you know, the economy was better and they could actually do that kind of stuff. No. The only people buying houses are coming from fucking other countries. That's it. And they don't want you here. When they get over here, they don't want you here. Right? And while you are here, you're being squeezed to death. Completely squeezed to death. Right? From different ways. Financially, right? Emotionally. People going missing. Bodies being illegally embalmed. Children being kidnapped. Other ones being injured for life, permanent. I don't know, people. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to cope with this crap. Because it's wanting to get back up on that fucking highway. Like, how do you escape this nightmare that you're in? Because they're not going to change. Because even if I just... I mean, I can't... She said $50 a month to cover what, you know, that $565. But, you know, she wants an extra $50 on top of that $50. She wants $19.50 a month, people. That's what she wants. I pay $18.50 with the extra $50 to cover for those outlets. But she wants $19.50. which means I'm going to have to cover the cost. Okay, so what I'm doing here is this is a whole pot of just that little package of beef. And I'm using a whole clove of that organic garlic, like the whole thing, right? And I'm going to put in some sunflower oil or whatever I've got there. This one, I like this. This is actually pretty good. Pure sunflower oil. This is very old too, from food storage. Still tastes good though. I liked it when I did those tomatoes last night, right? The juice from them with that oil was really good. So that's what I'm gonna fry this, start frying this stuff up with. But I'm like depressed. I'm depressed, people. I'm depressed. I don't know how to fix my life. There is no fixing my life. When you're a slave to your environment, and to your country, and to the people in that country, you don't have too many options. Not at this age. And it's not about choices, people. I didn't choose for Uncle John to be medically kidnapped and treated like a piece of meat so that his extended family and their fucking partners in crime could benefit. And I sure in the hell didn't fucking do what happened to Shimei. Those were other people that come to my country and do that kind of stuff. Or are working for the government, and because the government never holds its employees to account, they've learned over the many years that they can do what the fuck they want and it won't matter. Because they get permission. The government wants them to do it. Anyway, I just wanted you to know I'm depressed. And now I'm doing this depressed. I tried to start off again with that good foot. Not worried about what happened yesterday with my son. We agreed that we'll do the apple pies in a couple of days after I'm caught up with this stuff. Then we'll do the apple pies. I mean, they're apples. They're not going anywhere, right? I need to get caught up with this stuff first. So that will be the last thing to do, is the apple pies. After everything else is done, then we'll do the apple pies. So I have to finish this up. Am I being foolish for doing this, people? I don't think so. Alright, I mean, this is obviously going to be for Amari. I peeled every pepper that I have right now. And I don't know. Maybe I'll use a bit of this just to, I don't know, we'll see. Because this is for Amari, so it's hard to say. Maybe what I'll do is I'll cut this in half. This is a fair amount, right? I'll fry two separate pans, one with and one without these. And then I can taste it, and then I can adjust it where if I give a little bit to Amari, just, you know, to get him having different flavors, then between the two, I can combine them where it's really not hot, but you might just get a little, ooh, right? That old granny grinder worked pretty good. My 100-year-old granny grinder. Okay, so I only used a little piece, and I didn't use the seeds. And then I kind of smashed it, right? You know? I don't know. I don't normally cook with those. I just tasted what's in here frying. to see if it really stands out, and it doesn't. So now that I've done this, I'm taking all of it and I'm putting it in here. And what this is the juice there, right? The stock with the hamburger. You've seen how much garlic I put in there, right? I tell you, people, I'm crashing here. I'm so fucking crashing. I just want to give up. Alright? I'm tired. I'm tired. I can't deal with this crap anymore. Right? All I can think about is how I'm being forced out of my country, people. That's all I can think about. I just rattled off a bunch of shit in here talking to myself, right? And I don't know. Not good. So what I did is I put a little Boyan cube in this. Now I'm going to taste it just to see. And then I'm going to move it to the back burner over here. And I'm just going to simmer it now. Although I've already chewed this meat and it's very soft. So it doesn't really need to simmer, honestly, that long. It's ready pretty much to can, which I should probably do within the hour. Yeah, it's ready. So I'm just going to put it on low. And, oh, the peppers just made it great. I just turned down the heat now, right? So it's going to stop doing that in a minute. So how many jars this is, I don't know. But this is perfect for amari. I could probably put in a few more peppers, to be honest with you, but I don't know how many peppers is going to go into each jar. I mean, I still got, right? Because the peppers, you know, they're kind of sweet. But this as itself, by itself, just the way it is right now, is really quite good. But I am canning it, so maybe I will just do a few more. Maybe I will. I think so. Why not? Hold on. You see, I didn't pay my Commerce bill this month, people. No, that's $325 in interest payment. It's all interest. Every month. I didn't pay it. I bought this stuff instead. Right? For whatever reason. You know? I can't justify $3 a can when I can get 4 times as much, if not more than that, people, for $10. Right? So, just keep that in mind. I have to play catch up now. Because I'm eating peppers and I'm not used to peppers. Anything. I got a lot of triggers. This yard has really been bad for me. It's, I'm allergic to everything now. Right? As soon as something whiffs on by, squeezing peppers doesn't take much. Burners, dust, perfume, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I just decided to add a little bit more in there. Right. Because it wasn't strong. Well, at least I didn't think it was. See how I'm above the oops, the steam. Get the real deal here, people. So I just adding a little more, you can see. And then just put it in there. I'm gonna cook. And I guess I should be getting my jars ready. And then that's one less thing to worry about. Oh, how do you turn this off? Oh my god. Okay, so that's not bad, people, for $11. It was $10 for the meat and $1 for the vegetables, okay? And like, this is really, really good stuff for Amari. Okay, so this is so good. So good. Like, I want to eat it. That's how good it is. So good, people. So now I'm going to can what I just did. However, I can't seem to get motivated. This is going to take 75 minutes, right? Because they're half pints. So I guess I should be juicing carrots now. And a few apples. And get those juice in the fridge. Well, freezer, I should say. Right, there's the cucumbers in the fridge. So as this is cooking, I'll start juicing the carrots, I guess. I guess that's what happens. And then, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do till late. I think I'm probably going to just stop with the juice. And I'll deal with potatoes and all that crap tomorrow. I'm too moody now, people. Like I said, it doesn't take much to make me crash. Right? Anyway, I don't want to bitch. I'm grateful to have what I have. Right? Now you know why I do the things that I do. And I got it easy compared to a lot of people in British Columbia, Canada right now, trust me. In terms of with the rent gouging and the rent evictions and, you know, the rise of homelessness and the increase of the immigrant population that doesn't want you in your own fucking country. We got a lot of problems out here, but for me, right now, I don't know. But that's the problem, people. I don't know. Like, my kids, none of us have a fucking future here anymore. We don't. So if you don't have a fucking future in your own country, what the hell are you here for? You know, like, I swear Amari was purposely injured, people. Okay, these dirty doctors with these dirty cops and dirty other union fucking workers. Alright, not all of them. Not Uncle John was a union worker too, people. Uncle John was not corrupt, okay? There was nothing corrupt about Uncle John. Uncle John was a victim to a union that he worked for. Just remember that. I just want you to, hold on. Yeah. Like, listen to this. My door is like, it's fucked. And then you can't open it. Do you see? This is what I live with, people, all the time. It needed to be repaired years ago. It's just getting worse. Hopefully it will get done next year. Okay, so I juiced the carrots, obviously, you can see that. And then I just kind of brought it to a boil. Not a high boil, but just medium boil. Just let it do that for a minute or whatever it was. 190 isn't a boil, people, okay? It's coming into a boil. So all you have to do is just hold it at 190 for the 1 minute and it pasteurizes. Kills off any E. coli, any of that stuff, right? So in the meantime, you can see the steam coming up. I'm going to let that cool. And then we got 3 bags, fairly large, really, of the pulp. So those are going in the freezer. And then when you want to make soup, you take one of these out of the freezer and you throw in 3 or 4 tablespoons or 5 tablespoons of your dehydrated carrots and whatever else you're going to do with your soup. And boy, oh boy, it's pretty good. There's those little peppers. I'm just going to throw them into the freezer. So those are all going into the freezer, right? And then what I did do is I put 2 tablespoons or so, nothing fancy, in there of sugar, just to sweeten it up just a tad, right? And then here's some jars. So I'm going to start with these ones first, and this is how I'm going to do it. I am going to distribute, that's 9 jars. I am going to distribute after this cools down. After this cools down, I'm going to distribute this. I should probably see if I can find a few more jars, because that's 1 container, 2 container, 3, yeah, maybe 3 more jars of some kind of jar. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to distribute this basically evenly first. I'm going to start with this first after it cools down, right? Distribute each one evenly, however it works out. And then I'm going to top it off with, what do you call that? The cucumber juice. Because I got the homemade apple juice underneath in there. And because I'm getting up underneath there, people, and I'm pulling out those dinner things, TV dinner things, and whatever else I'm going to pull out from underneath there. What do you call it? I'm going to move some of my apple juice jars around in there, right? But when I put this in the freezer with the carrot and the apple, I mean, technically I could, people. I could open up a jar of apple juice. It's been canned. But I could open up a jar of apple juice. I could do, let's just say, carrot. Where are you? Yeah. We'll just say maybe that much carrot between all these jars. That much apple. That much cucumber. I don't know. Or should I just put the carrot in, fill it up with the cucumber, simply because I'm rushed for time right now? Well, I'm not really rushed for time, but let's just say I don't want to be here right now. Right? Freeze them, and then when it comes time to use them, I can open up an apple juice jar then, and then just kind of, because I wouldn't give, when I freeze them this size, I don't give Amari the full, I give him only half, right? So I could open up an apple juice and then, give him half of this and just top off a little bit with the apple juice then versus freezing it. And then this way, I might be able to squeak by with just those jars and not have to go get some more. Because if I start adding apple juice in there, I'm going to need more jars. That's more freezer space. And the whole point of the exercise was to get the cucumbers and the carrots, well, mostly the cucumbers in this case, on sale so I could juice it, right? And then you can always add on to it later. Do I add this now or do I add this later? I don't know. I can't even remember how to pronounce it out, never mind spell it. What a pretty color, eh? Look how it rolls around in there. What does it taste like? Ugh, stinks. Doesn't really taste like anything. Mind you, it was just, right? Probably has seaweed or something in it. Probably smelling seaweed. Something like seaweed. Okay, I'll be back. So you can see what's happened. Settled on the bottom. Settled on the top. So I guess you just stir it around. You can see what I've done there. Alright. I don't know. Like I said, I can do half and half with the apple juice. Because what happens is I take this out of the freezer, I let it unthaw, and then I give him some in his bottle. Half of it at a time. And here I was concerned about the juice browning if I was to put an apple in there. And it's browning anyway. Hold on a minute. Wait, honestly, I'm not a juicer. It really, like this, nah, I don't think he's gonna like it. It needs to be mixed in with the apple juice, half and half. So when I unthaw this, the best thing is to open up a jar of apple juice and do half and half. Half this, half apple juice, and then maybe I could see him drinking it. Outside of that, Andre is trying to just give him straight up cucumber juice right now. I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise me and he'll just drink straight cucumber juice because, you know, you never know. He might, right? But so anyway, I'm not wasting it, people. Okay? I'm going to freeze it right now. Okay. So I just want to see, there's two different things here. It says record there and there it's record. Sometimes it just says record there and it's not recording there. I don't know. So I don't know if this camera is always recording. But you know what? It is freezing out there, people. Like, really, really cold. And they're going to be releasing... You can't tell me this isn't planned by the government union sector. Okay?
Why are you not drinking?
That's okay. Nana's going to just put it in the fridge and I'm going to mix it up with some apple juice later, maybe tomorrow. I'll go half and half apple juice, homemade apple juice, and see if he'll take it that way, right? And if not, that's okay. I mean, I won't do it again. It's not anything that I would drink, so... I'm just trying to get him more hydrated, right? Or maybe I should open up an apple juice now and go 50-50. Maybe I'll try that. But I just want to, you know, like... I know Sierra's supposed to be getting out in December out of jail. In December, people. If they know she is homeless, they know she's got nowhere to go, and they're going to release her from jail after they've had her for 2 or 3 months. You know, got her comfortable with that safety net, because that's the only safety net Sierra has. And you're just going to throw her out in the streets. Just going to throw her out in the fucking streets, people. They won't even give her a bus ticket. What about mixing it with some plum juice? Did you see that? Ooh, sure, break the jar. Break the jar. Have plum juice all over the place. Do you think he'll drink it with plum juice? What do you think? Nice and rich. Look how rich that is. Tastes like plum juice, people. Well, that's actually pretty good. These are plums from my yard. So you do it this way. This is good. Here, come and get this. Maybe he'll like this. Andre? Andre? Andre! Come and get this. Alright. Come and get this.
What is it?
That's plum juice. The cucumber. He'll probably like it now.
With cucumber?
Well, the cucumber is supposed to just give him the water. Oh, yeah. He might drink that now. It's not as rich as this.
He likes it rich.
I know he likes it rich because he's a rich, spoiled little baby. Right? That's all that rich food I give him and rich apple juice that I make and that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, all right, we'll see. Okay, so it's almost 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Went to sleep. I just took these out of the canner. I just have to be washed now. Do you see? This is really good stuff for Amare, people. It's delicious, actually. Very, 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 very good. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with these computers nowadays. I was looking online to see why my hard drive is filling up. Turns out I'm not the only one having this problem. These people who are bringing in these operating systems, Windows, right? Microsoft, they're screwing around with us, people. Our computers shouldn't be filling up with our hard drives being eaten up like it's a fucking Pac-Man, but they are. So anyway, I'm going to take out a few more things off of this other computer here and convert this video over. And I don't know, it's going to have to be reformatted, but I don't understand why people have to reformat their computers every 3 months, every 4 months, or whatever the hell it is, or start doing computer guru, get into the operating system and do this and do that, and as if we can do this stuff, right? So I'm pretty upset because my Windows 7 kind of has the same problem as well. It's not just Windows 10. This Windows 7 has the same problem. It's just stupid. So anyway, thinking about this rent increase, like, I'm gonna have to go back into my papers because, you know, $100 a year or more is just too much in terms of rent increase. Like, I'm being squeezed out of my house, people. Like, one way or another, you know, if you don't like it, you can move. Take it as is. I'm not fixing anything. You know, blah, you know, blah. I mean, it's just a method of attack on the people that were born in this country. I'm telling you, it's political genocide. In so many aspects, right? It comes in from so many different directions. So anyway, I'm gonna have to come up with an extra $50. I already talked to my son about it. Just to keep my landlady happy, right? Not that she's ever happy, because she's not. Right? So it's January. I'm going to try and give her extra $50. So, in essence, the rent went up by $100, right? From Edgar. And Edgar's only been gone 2 months. Right? It was 17, then it went to 8. It went from 17 to 1750, then it quickly went to 18, and then it went to 19. And then when Edgar moved out because of the bullshit that was going on, he didn't like it because he knows that this rent shit's illegal, right? She settled for $18.50. But then I have to pay an extra $50 to get these light things changed, right? Because, you know, I'm going blind, people. These lights are hard on my eyes. So I'm paying $19, but she wants more money. I'm already paying $19. So I talked to my son last night, and he said he'll chip in an extra $25. And I guess I'll do the other 25, so I'll be giving her $19.50 now. And $535 of that, $50 a month, goes towards the $365 that I owe her for when Edgar was supposed to work in the kitchen, but he didn't. And then the other $200 at this point to change these light fixtures. But other than that, the rent went up by $100 when the rent went up, because it hasn't even been 2 months or whatever since 3 months since Edgar's been out. So I don't know what's going to happen next year this time. I mean, $100 an increase every year is just, what it is, people, is she wants to bring it up to, she goes on Craigslist, because, these landlords, they work in partnership with each other, right? They control the housing market. They really do. So if one landlord wants to make a house $3,000, even though it's only worth $1,500, all the other landlords just jump on board and fucking follow suit. And that's why there's no housing. Right? Because they know that the government is bringing in mass amounts of immigrants to fill up those slots. And those immigrants will come and they'll stack and pack 10 to 15 in a house, depending on where they're coming from and who they are. Or they have lots of money, so they don't care, right? They can afford to pay anything, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, people. I really don't. I really don't. My grandkids, even my kids, they don't have a future in this country anymore. I don't care what people say when they watch my videos, but that is the honest to God fucking truth. If you're not pulling in $100,000 and above a year, you're fucked. You're hooped. You're hooped, people. You're hooped. Yeah. $11. Guaranteed 11 meals for Amari. But you break it up into 2 because you add something else. So you end up getting 22 meals for Amari, approximately, for $11 that are high in nutrition.